Today we are looking at all the FNAF Security Breach Related news that has come out over the past couple weeks, including possible concept art for new characters in the game, to the full Steam page of Security Breach, and even some possible story clues from a voice actor. I know you want to see it all as much as I do, so let's dive right into the mountain of the news that has come out. So first we have this what we presume to be concept art by LadyFiszi, one of the people Scott has hired to draw for the FNAF series. Now the concept art here seems to be based off the Funko statues, or what they originally were supposed to be. The interesting thing to point out is that in Freddy's one, he had a little palm tree and gumball machine, with Vinny behind the diamond-like object right behind him, which is majorly different than what it is in the final product. And of course, we have the Vanny and Vanessa one, where instead of Applied Plan being there, Vanny's just standing behind Vanessa, not mining anything. And there's of course a little arch right behind them as well. If these were concepts for the statues, they are very different to what the final product was. It's great to see these though, but there are some weird little drawing decisions that I might ask about, but overall, a nice little news reveal. But that doesn't compare to what we see next by LadyFiszi. Boom! Look at these. What she says about them on DeviantArt, she says, "I made these last year for FNAF." So, whatever these are, these were concepts for something. We don't know if this is a concept for Security Breach, we don't know if it's a concept for books, but whatever it is, it's very exciting. It has the mixture of glitch traps and the toy animatronic design, basically, along with other animatronic concepts like the Twisted Ones and the Funtime animatronics. It's also fascinating to see some of the heads kind of resemble a bit of the FNAF Plus designs, and some look like a mixture between toys and the Wizards, which is super fascinating. Sadly, I can't speculate much else on this because we have little to no information, but if these are in Security Breach, those would be actually terrifying. That will make the game actually scary. But hey, it's great to see these at least. At least we know they exist, so fangame creators, get on it if you want to use them if they're not in Security Breach. However, unlike this one, the next one I have a lot more speculation about. Boom! Another explosion. So this one is called Hallway and Boy, and LadyFiszi comments under it saying, "This is the last one, I can't say anything about them. Winky face." So I see that Scott has told her to stop showing these, but why did he tell her to stop if these were not going to be used at some point? That already tells us that all these things are going to be used at some point. The first one has already been used, but the last two we have yet to see. But with this one, I've seen people say this, it seems like this one is actually two art just combined into one, which I can agree with. The boy doesn't seem connected to the location, but still, this is huge. Going in here. So first off, the room itself. You have a rabbit and a fox on the desk, along with a big baby, and some flowers, with one of the flowers wilting. Now I can already speculate something about this, since it could represent the Afton family. The rabbit being William, the fox being Michael, the big baby being Elizabeth, and the dying rose being either Crying Child or Mrs. Afton. Though I'm more leaning to Crying Child, as you see in a second. Right above the baby, there is an image of a horse, which could be a reference to Stanley, the unicorn, from the Charlie trilogy. On the opposite side, you have a mirror. Now this mirror wouldn't be notable unless you have read the epilogues, which tells of a mirror who witnessed a man kill his own family, which again, leans to the Afton family type thing. Then right beside that mirror is a picture of a woman that looks kinda like Laura. Could this be Mrs. Afton herself, or someone else? Now in the back, we have, of course, Moon Man's face, or at least it's very similar to it in style. There's a canine type creature on that picture up there. There's a goose pointing towards the bathroom, a figurine beside it along with more flowers, and finally the most important part, a coffee glass that has crashed to the floor. What does this all exactly mean? Well, we have a few pieces to speculate. It could be a representation of someone finding out some horrible truth. Maybe Mrs. Afton finding out about all the children's deaths or something like that. It could be something totally unrelated to that, of course. But overall, I think this has to relate to the Afton family because of all the symbolism in the desk itself. The whole rabbit, fox, and baby combination is not random, since it all represents the key members of the Afton family. Now moving on to the boy. Who is this boy? Since he's connected to the image on the left, I assume they are connected to the same thing. So this could be, now this is heavy speculation, this could be Crying Child. I doubt it. This could be Andrew. That's a possibility. Or it could be someone completely new that we're only going to learn about in Security Breach. That's the thing, these all could be connected to Security Breach. That's why we see the Moon Man there. Though we don't really know. I guess the only way we'll truly know is in 10 days from now we'll see what happens in Security Breach. However, since we're so close, we also got some new story details that tells us more about the story of Security Breach in this next part. Penny Ball 4 has opened up a big can of worms for all those interested in Security Breach story. According to her, she says, I also played the therapist in a horror genre video game by Scott Cawthon, the creator of Five Nights at Freddy's. Again, we don't know if this is fully Security Breach related, but judging by how a lot of the voice actors that Scott is hiring is for Security Breach, and we have no idea if there's going to be another FNAF game after Security Breach soon after, I think it's safe to say it's for Security Breach. Now, a therapist in the game is wildly interesting and causes a lot of speculation. Will this therapist be for Vanessa? Will this therapist be for Vanny? Will this therapist be for Gregory? We won't know. But we know that a therapist is in the game. They could be at the very end, since this person was recently asked to voice act for Scott. Or it could be at the very beginning. Gregory could be repeating what he's seen in Security Breach. Who knows? It just depends on how this whole game will play out. And hopefully it'll play out good. Hopefully it doesn't confuse the lore even more. However, since this is FNAF, there's a large likelihood it's going to confuse the lore no matter what. Though it will probably get less confusing as we continue on in this month, as you'll soon see. Because right before Security Breach, Dawko will be interviewing Steelwool with Security Breach related questions and Help Wanted related questions. So some of the things that we don't know about these games will be revealed to us soon. We don't have a specific date of when it will release, but it will definitely release before Security Breach releases. So we might get lore answers there, we might not get lore answers. They may deny all the Security Breach questions. We don't know until the video comes out. But hopefully, everyone's questions will be answered. And Steelwool decided to be even more generous than just answering questions as well. In Game Theory's Race to $1 Million for St. Jude charity stream, Steelwool revealed that they'll be giving out 2 unrevealed Security Breach shirts. Now, at the time of recording, we still don't know what these look like. However, it's still great that Steelwool wanted to do a giveaway for a couple shirts we haven't even seen yet. Hopefully they'll look good, but as of right now, we still don't know. However, there's one thing we for sure do know, and that is the fact that Steelwool has released the Steam page for Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. That has new images, more descriptions, and a lot more. So let's first go into the description of the page. In FNAF Security Breach, play as Gregory, a young boy who has been trapped overnight inside Freddy Fazbear's Mega Pizzaplex. With the help of Freddy himself, Gregory must uncover the secrets of the Pizzaplex, learn the truth, and survive until dawn. So with this first description, it's pretty simple, but the interesting part of it is learn the truth, which is very fascinating since we gotta learn the truth of what's happening here. What's going on? Why is everything going glitchy? It's kind of obvious to us, but to Gregory, he might not know at all. Might not know. He won't know. This could also be mentioning the fact that you can also play arcade machines that could have lore reveals. So that could be what learn the truth could be referring to. Now moving on to the game description. This is descriptions we have seen before. For those of you who haven't heard it, this is what it says. The next chapter in Fear. Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach is the latest installment of the family-friendly horror game loved by millions of players all over the globe. Play as Gregory, a young boy trapped overnight in Freddy Fazbear's Mega Pizzaplex. With the help of Freddy Fazbear himself, Gregory must survive the near-unstoppable hunt of reimagined Five Nights at Freddy's characters, as well as new horrific threats. The Hunter and the Hunted. Once nighttime protocols are initiated, the animatronics at Freddy Fazbear's Mega Pizzaplex will relentlessly pursue all intruders. Glamrock Chica, Roxanne Wolf, Montgomery Gator, and the Pizzaplex security guard, Vanessa, will turn over every cotton candy's pizza stand if they have to. It's not wise to stay in one place for too long. Adapt to survive. Access the building security cameras to survey the environment, and plan out your route through danger. Distract enemies by knocking over paint cans and toys. Just slip away before enemies are drawn to your location. Hop into hiding spots and allow danger to pass, and try to outrun your pursuers. Play your way, but be prepared to adapt. Explore and discover. Freddy Fazbear's Mega Pizzaplex offer a variety of attractions for guests to enjoy. Monster Golf, Roxy's Raceway, Bunny Bowl, the sewers, and... sewers? The Pizzaplex is vast and has no source of goodies to discover. So that's that. The only thing really to talk about is, of course, Vanessa doing her job and searching for the intruder who has entered the Pizzaplex and not being evil and being Vanny to kill the intruder. She's just doing her job for the sake of the Pizzaplex. If she didn't find Gregory and take him out of there, she would be fired. Easy as that. It doesn't mean 100% Vanny is Vanessa. But yeah, everything else seems in place. The only thing else to talk about is the play your way, but be prepared to adapt. People are taking this as maybe something with multiple endings, but we honestly don't know. Lastly, before I get to the big part, I'd like to talk about the system requirements. Now, these are very high power, but that is to be expected with this game. These are high power for me. It has a lot of language support, though only English voice acting will be available. However, the interface and subtitles will be in multiple languages. The genre here, action, adventure, and indie. Of course, developer Steelwool, publisher Scott Games, franchise Finest Freddy's, and release date is December 16th, 2021. The game is single player, it will have Steam achievements, and it has full controller support. But with all that said, let's get to the part you're really interested in, and that's the new images that were in here. So first here we have Chica being closed off by a door. So yeah, this is obviously after she gets crushed in that trash compactor thing we saw, and it looks like Gregory's just escaping her area, and this is going to be the final cutscene before that. At least that's what I'm predicting what this is. But this shot gives you a good idea how intricate the details on Withered Glamrock Chica looks like here. It looks really good up close, and we get to see a bit of the room she's coming from as well in that red light in the back. It's very quite nice, and I can see why everyone's using it in their thumbnails, including mine. Next, we have this shot of the lobby that we've seen in almost everything Security Breach related. Though this one, those graphics. Like, some people have been saying these are in the lowest settings, which could be possible, could be definitely possible, but still, it's kind of weird to have a thing on the lowest settings on your Steam page, or if this is a beta screenshot, why would you have a beta screenshot? It's just odd to me personally, but it's fine overall. Nothing new is here, it's the same that we've seen from all the other things. Nothing really new besides, you know, Glamrock Frey HUD, and we get to see what the battery icon on Glamrock Frey looks like when it's very low. Next we have an image that we saw in the trailer, though it has a bit more lighting now. They are tweaking it, of course, every chance they get. So it's just Monty on the ride before he drops down to start what we presume is the boss fight. But yeah, the lighting now here looks pretty nice. Not crazy, but it looks nice. We have another thing from the trailer, though there's not really anything else that I could talk about here besides little Glamrock Frey trash can down there, the openable ones, not the big ones we've seen before. And we just get to see more of the locker room in general, which is very nice. Then we have a big one, which is of course Music Man! So this is a continuation of scene from the trailer. We can see some arcade machines in front of Music Man and a box that has parts and service on it. On this arcade machine to the front with the cookie and what seems to be some type of ice cream topping or something. I don't know. It's something that looks like that. The game itself is called Milk Too Sour. And what's funny to me is that it kind of looks like on the lower part of the screen, it kind of looks like Funky Bumpty there, which would be strange. On one of these arcade machines, we see a thing that has what seems to be a piece of paper with a carrot and a shovel on it, I think. That's what it looks like to me, which would be interesting. And then, of course, finally, we have Street Skater Super Charged or something like that. Something super. But this is the same arcade machine that's in Glamrock Frey's green room. So at least we get to see what the side of it looks like. And on screen, it of course has the insert coin screen and player 1 and player 2, or it could be a high score thing, I don't know. It just depends on what it is. And then of course you get a closer view at Music Man, which is always nice. If all these arcade machines, if every unique arcade machine has a secret in them, good God. There's a lot to look at. Then finally, we have the last image on the Steam page, being the graffitied staff bots that have the Nightmarian designs on them and everything, and in your dreams. So it's the same as from the trailer, but still it's a cool shot to get on the Steam page. However, we may have not seen every character that will be in Security Breach, as we will see in a second. So Chris McCollum, the voice actor of Foxy, and more, of course, hints at Foxy's return in Security Breach. See in a stream, and answered someone's questions to Foxy saying, "How do you feel about not being in Security Breach?" Chris says,
"We'll say that once the game's actually out. Just because I may not have a voice, it may not mean I may not be in it."
Of course, it's possible that Chris has no idea what's happening in Security Breach. However, it was very deliberate the way he answered it. So maybe he has a character that talks about Foxy, or he made sound effects for Foxy, but not really like full voice lines. Stuff like that. It could be anything really. However, the idea of Foxy being still in Security Breach is as intriguing as Bonnie being a full-on character in Security Breach. However, both are still questionable at best right now. similar to the FNAF movie, since Jason Blum, CEO of Blumhouse, responded to someone saying FNAF movie ain't coming anytime soon. Then Jason said to him, never say never, which is interesting, but again, we can't really talk about it much since that tells us nothing. We don't know anything about the movie as of right now since the screenplay apparently got dropped, even though Scott liked it, so who knows what's happening with it. Though that's the main thing about FNAF. A lot of things are in question, really. So why not remind yourself of some of the things that has happened in the past to prepare yourself for the future. Click on this to watch the first part of my FNAF replay through, where I played through the first 3 nights of FNAF 1. And I hope you enjoy this news update.